All right, folks, Rick Mills here again. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. Been up since 5:30. Back pain levels just get too much. I'm just rolling back and forth and it's just too much. Just get up, drink coffee. There's no reason to stay in bed. So what we're gonna do now is another gardening video, and we're gonna talk about guiding, bracing, and reseeding. So we've already started eating lettuce in here. Pepper plants are coming up, no peppers. Tomato plants are coming up, no tomatoes. Cucumbers are coming up. Got little baby tomatoes that I'll show you in a second. And it's all about roots getting established, which allows the plant to gather more nutrition and more water. And then for the plant to grow faster, little flowers, bees pollinate, and you get your fruit, which in this instance is our vegetables. So you can see our lettuce is doing great. We've already been picking it off. What we do is we just pull some lettuce leaves from the bottom. You can see on this one how we've been pulling the leaves off the bottom that touch the ground mostly, working our way around. You can see in this corner what I'm doing. So the reason I plant my cucumbers along the edge of the fence is to allow them to grow up the fence. And this is where I start guiding the plant. So I'm literally taking the vines, and I'll take the vines and I'll guide them through the wire like this and get them to come out the other side, and they'll just zigzag through the fence. That'll give them structure. And then that way when they're actually have your little, cucumbers, they'll be, the weight of those cucumbers doesn't bring the plant down. And you can see I'm guiding these all the way down. It's gonna be nice. Lots of cukes. I got small ones, picklers. I've got the big long ones. 3 different types of cucumbers this year. So we also started reseeding. So radishes, we're going through them pretty fast. You see the radishes down here. I talked about how I'm eating the greens and the radishes, but we need more radishes. They go fast. So I've already got a section here where I've reseeded. You can see the little radishes coming in. And the same thing over here with the salad. Since we're already eating the salad, I've got some areas that didn't. So I had 2 tomato plants here and they didn't come in. So I just planted 2 rows of lettuce, another row of lettuce here, and then I put 2 more lettuce in here. I only have 1 pea plant. So this is a pea plant. The one that was here didn't make it. So I put new pea pods in, or seeds, and we'll see. This one's starting to grow up the fence. It'd be amazing if it made it all the way to the top. And just for whatever and giggles, I put some more peas along this side, just to see if we can, because I don't have anything on the fence on this side. I have to be careful how much on that side. Sun rises in the east and sets in the west. And I want to make sure that I'm getting a lot of sun in here. So I'm not planting a lot of stuff along that as the sun comes up, that morning sun coming into the garden. Let's talk about bracing now. So you can see the cages. I've got these tomato cages. And the tomato cages, they're not really doing a lot right now. I'll come in and I'll grab the leaves and I'll make sure that the leaves are on top of the levels as the plant grows. This is my best tomato plant here. It's already on level 3. And this plant will actually grow above and outside of this, you'll see. And there'll be tomatoes hanging off of it. And those tomatoes get heavy. So tomatoes, they'll weigh that plant down. The plant will want to fall over. Not only will I brace it with the wire mechanism, but I'll actually run a stake down the center and use bread ties, which I save all year long, my bread ties, to tie the stem loosely to that pole that I run down the center. So 2 types of bracing. Pepper plants are doing okay, but they're not really producing anything yet. Got some small flowers. I got some small fruit here. You can see that small pepper there. It's supposed to be a jalapeno. The radishes always produce really early. So I got a white radish there. And then you have the greens. So pretty much what you start out eating initially is lettuce, radishes. And then you end up going to the store and purchasing the rest of the stuff. By the time we get done with this garden, we won't have to purchase anything from the store. It'll all 100% for at least a few months come from this garden. So that's our gardening, veteran gardening tip for now. The next video you see, we'll be pulling all kinds of stuff out of here. All right, so we're just gonna let this come up and see what happens. And so reseeding, guiding, and bracing. And the last thing I want to talk about is the fence. A lot of people maybe live in an area where they don't need a fence, and you just throw your cukes down, the vine grows across the ground. That takes up a lot of space. If you got all that space, that's fine. I don't have that much space. Again, if you're putting pots on your porch, can you put a wire thing around it to get the stuff to grow up instead of sideways? And work that out. But I like my fence, and I use it to get those cucumber plants off the ground, and it gives me more floor for other plants. All right, we'll see you next time.